Saturday. Yesterday, I took my son to go see the premiere of Paw Patrol, my 5-year-old son. So, let me tell you what I learned throughout that process. I learned that the movies is a lot more expensive than I remember it being. My 5-year-old son, taking him out on a quote unquote date, right? It cost me about $50-some, right? That's
For
for
just
two
for two of
movie
y'all.
tickets. Two movie tickets.
You and your 5-year-old.
Me and a 5-year-old, a slushie, and a bag of M&Ms.
$52.
I think it was 52, if I remember correct. It was low 50s.
Low 50s.
Low 50s.
And that's it.
That's it. My 5-year-old, me, a bag of M&Ms,
And a slush.
and a cherry slushie.
Man.
The slushie was delicious, but it
But not for that.
I didn't get $50. I didn't get no popcorn or nothing else to come with it. Now,
Back in our day.
I'll say this to say, I'm not even going to jump on the price of it entirely. That ain't my entire point behind saying it. But I kind of want to ask you, a lot of people, and especially with the emergence of this whole AMC and the short squeeze everybody's been excited about. If you follow stocks, you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of people have been saying that the movie theaters are dead. There's no such thing as a short squeeze because it's overvalued.
Right.
Movies are gone. The theater experience is gone. In your opinion, is the theater experience dead? And if it is still any possibility or any way they can bring it back to life?
Man.
Or will it always be a part of culture?
That's a loaded question. A lot of layers, honestly. Coming from our generation, what I'm saying? We 80s babies. So we grew up with the culture of going to the movie theater and that being an experience. We grew up in the blockbuster age, going to the blockbuster and picking out a movie on the weekend. That was an experience. But now everything is so accessible, comes right to your TV. And then movies, like, you don't have to wait the time for them to come out on DVD. Everything's right to your TV, right to Netflix. And everybody's having that at-home experience. You got the projectors at home. Everybody got the big TVs. It's not as expensive as it used to be. When a 75-inch TV used to run you about $5,000, now it run you about $800. More except for they had the experience in the home.
Right.
And then you're not paying that kind of price. So it's raising those prices up for the people who do want to go. So is it completely dead? Not for me, from my standpoint, because to me it's still the experience. Going in, smelling the popcorn, having your seat, all the surround sound, the big boom, the previews, getting into your movie, the whole experience of it. I can't say it's dead, but now we have this generation of I want it now, I want it right now. Everything's coming right to their home.
Okay, so it's not dead, but would you say it'll never be the same? Which most industries nowadays
it'll never be the same. It'll never be the same because the way we live now, with everything being so accessible, I don't see seats being filled up the way they were filled up once before. And then the whole pandemic just kind of made people more homebodies than anything else before. So now everybody's like, man, this whole home life is so convenient.
Yeah. To touch on that now, it was a full house in there last night.
Was it?
Okay. Yeah. So we wanted to go to the 6:30 show, and that was pretty much sold out except for a few seats. And as I was checking out a seat to get my seat, that got bought up before I could finish checking out.
Okay. Well, to be fair, I haven't been to a movie theater since the pandemic started. So, that was just a thought. I didn't even think that movie theaters would sell out like they were. Because I remember back in the day, you used to show up to a movie theater, tickets sold out. Next show sold out. Next show sold out.
Yeah.
That's actually
I'm not saying that to say that it's not affected. It's clearly been affected, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't as bad as, I guess, that night didn't look as bad as one would think. But I'll say this, I don't know exactly what they could do to bring a little bit of the luster back to it. You know what I mean? Like, how do you get the young generation excited about it when everybody's excited about Netflix and the convenience of it coming out at home? HBO Max getting the movie the same day the theaters get, and then you can make an event of it at home.
Right.
You know? So I don't know how to make it exciting to them. Maybe this is my thought. Maybe your AMC's and theaters, they need to start marketing to the generation who appreciates it, who comes from that cloth.
Yeah, you have to. You have to know who's your target audience, who's still coming to patronize your venues, you know, and just cater to them. Like the movie theaters that serve you the food and everything, got the recliner seats, they give you that home experience in a movie theater.
Yeah, that's important. They did that. That's a great step that theaters did.
Mm-hmm.
I would say wouldn't hurt to have Throwback Thursdays. And you just charge, $5 to come to the movie theater and watch all the stuff we went to the movies to watch as younger people.
Right.
Or the generation before us, where they went.
Quick question.
Fridays have there's always a premiere, but let's say Thursdays, you have a Friday the 13th event, something like that, but
you just
making a good out of it. They charge cheaper, half off on all food and vending, and everything else,
That'd be dope.
Drink.
Do you remember
people that like movies theaters back to the movie theaters?
Yeah. Even the drive-through would be dope. I think some places still got drive-through. Like they might do that every now and then.
They do. Some places do. Where I'm at, they have drive-thrus out here. Most they have one.
Back in my day, we used to get hype about going to the dollar movie.
That was a thing.
When was
That's the same concept I'm saying though. $5 for the movies and whatnot.
No, but when's the last time you seen a dollar movie theater?
Bring those back.
Bring those back.
Bring it back.
Hey, look, we had no problem waiting. How many weeks, months before you can go to the dollar movie? That second run movie. Hey, look, we was in there all day. Get that dollar ticket, get that $2 popcorn, $2 soda. We was rolling $5 in. So, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You go back to that.
I think all of that would help it, because it's a dying industry. If you don't do something, how else is it gonna survive? Like. When you have all these, you don't want to become Blockbuster. You mentioned Blockbuster earlier.
Yeah.
It's still the movie industry. Eventually, they'll become Blockbuster if they don't start finding some innovations. You know what I mean? And I think you're gonna have to start catering to that crowd. Man. I like the idea of having old school movies in the theater. A lot of the stuff they have in there, I don't care about 70% of the movies you're putting out.
You're right.
I'll have a combination of the two.
Yeah. It's a lot of movies that can be targeted just towards Netflix and not even have to bother with the movie theater, still do great. And then, because that audience that you're targeting to, they're not even looking at the movie theater. But, yeah, you got a good point, man.
Yeah, I don't think it has to be dead like Wall Street saying. You know what I'm saying? But
No. It's a way they can bring it back, but it takes that innovation. Same thing, like you said, with, how you look at how things transition from there being a movie theater, and then there being a Blockbuster, and then came along Redbox, and then Redbox got kicked by Netflix. Well, no, it actually was Netflix, and then Redbox came along, kind of kicked Netflix, and then Netflix went back and revamped, and they started kicking Redbox.
Right.
Because I remember, back in the day, what Netflix used to have to put the DVD in, send it out, order another DVD, get it sent out to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then Redbox came, you can go to the Redbox, pick up your DVD right then and there, take it right back to the box.